Hey, what is up everybody? Blades for here, and today I have for you guys another video of Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be doing the unit review for SMoko, being Strawberry Moko here, in which this character quite literally is one of the few that is still a really good unit to this day. So if you guys are interested in this, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. And as always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, it really does help me out. Now, before we get straight into the video, I do have some things to talk about here. We're going to be speeding up a little bit of our content, mainly because I am trying to prep as much as possible before global release, and I'm also trying to get in some content for my TW side as well. What I mean by the TW side is with all the guides and of course these reviews that I've been doing, I have not been able to at least focus on the TW side of things when it does come down to at least the content I usually produce, such as SOS, being guild boss guides, or just guild boss runs, testing out certain characters that are newer. I've been really slacking on those mainly because I've been trying to at least prepare for these. So what I'm going to be trying to do is speed up as much content as possible, because I did look at the amount of days that I do have to go over all these 5-star characters and some of the 4-star characters for just unit reviews, and we're going to be cutting it very close. So I'm going to try and at least upload 3 videos a day. I want to say minimum 2 videos up. It's going to be kind of hard. It's going to be very strenuous, but we're going to see what I can do, mainly because I want to make sure you guys are as prepared as possible when it does come down to at least these guides. When it comes down to all of this stuff, build guides, I'm going to try and be a little bit quicker on. It's going to be hard because of course I do have an editor and he has a life as well. So with that in mind, it is going to be a little difficult on that side of the spectrum, but I want to at least get you guys these summaries out to know exactly what all these characters do. So much love and support. If y'all could share this around, share the channel around, stuff like that, that would really be very helpful. It really does help out the algorithm. And yeah, I just really wanted to get that out for you guys as fast as possible. And yeah, I look forward to having 3 videos today. So immediately getting straight into it here, we have SMoko. Now, Summer Moko here was another character that came out during the summertime, at least summer event last year, in which was on side of at least as closer. Now this closer, when at least when she did first release, she wasn't the best of characters, and the reasoning for this is because this character quite literally just didn't have a team. She didn't have a team. What she offered really wasn't enough. Her healing was mediocre, and it was very weird where she was. Well, then she ended up getting a buff to her weapons and a little bit of a buff to her kit, and it absolutely made her insane. Now at this point in time, this character does have of course a team, being Haru. She can be with Mesa as well, and a few other characters, and she is absolutely amazing. The only issue that I still have to say is currently there's just not really enough spaces where you're going to need a healer, and that's the only issue really I see with the character. But with this in mind, she has a lot to at least offer. So the first thing that we're going to look at is her A0. Now her A0 is fairly interesting. To be honest, the A1 is what a lot of you guys are probably going to want to go for, mainly because it makes it so her heal is now an AoE heal instead of just a single target heal. And it does advocate a little bit better when it comes down to at least what you have to do, such as with the EHR that she provides. But for the most part, with this at least A0 here, you get the best for your buck. That's mainly because being by at least having her this A0, she's able to apply Spark. Once an enemy does have 3 sparks at this point in time, she's able to then trigger a follow-up, and this follow-up does damage, but it also allows you to heal a certain amount of HP. Now it does decrease damage dealt as well for all enemies, so she's able to of course provide healing. She has a little bit of damage follow-up, and she also is able to decrease damage dealt in general. Now for her healing based on this follow-up itself, it is based on her level. So if you're like at level 1, you get 9%. If you're at level 50, you get yourself a good 3 what's it called, I think 9% plus 600. If you're at yourself at level 70, you get 9% plus 900 base of like, in which does help you out on the healing factor. Alongside of this, it also does change depending on damage, depending on the amount of enemies that you have. So more enemies, more damage. Higher level, higher at least HP, which is really good here. And it is going to be randomly distributed upon the enemies as well. So these spark stacks will be on certain enemies, but it utterly depends. All you need to know is she does follow up, it does healing, and does give you different buffs and the enemy a debuff, which is really helpful. At this end, at least at this point, you have yourself a way to heal based on follow-ups, and then you have a way to heal based on at least a little bit of her skills, being the skill 2. Now This character, I would love to say, as I did say, she's absolutely amazing. She's a crazy good character now, at least. And the reasoning for this is because she can give you that really solo heal that you need. As a healer, the heals of course are going to be your main heal, and that is what makes everything perfect. Now she doesn't have an AoE heal, but this doesn't really hurt her too much. Seeing the A0 being with that single target heal is a large heal at the end of the day. And if you do have her weapon, which I don't think is mandatory anymore, but if you do have her weapon, it actually gives you a huge healing bonus boost, which is really nice as well. So it kind of brings everything in with at least her current awareness and at least her hit. So if you wanted that AoE heal and it really was bugging you that badly, A1, not only do you decrease the foe's defense, of course, whenever they do take at least a little bit of damage, but you then actually are able to have her skill 2 heal everyone. So I mean, like, that's pretty much a good plus when it does come down to her awareness. Now, regarding anything else for this character, that's going to come down to at least the skills and how they do work. Things that you're going to focus on, at least on this unit, is going to be the skill 3 and then the skill 2. Skill 1 you'll use every now and again, but really it's just going to be skill 3, skill 2, or they're going to be your big ones. Skill 1 you might actually go ahead and cycle in here as well a little bit as well, and it's mainly just going to depend on the situation at hand. But skill 3 is going to usually help you out the most. Now skill 1 is not useless, right? Don't get this twisted. You're still going to be using this. And that's mainly because skill 1 itself is going to increase her damage overall. So if you do need that extra damage, it will help you out, and it still brings in a spark amount that you're going to need. This is going to be really helpful. It does increase the damage that you need, though at the end of the day, she's not meant to do the most damage. So I mean, like, you can take that with a grain of salt. Now the reason why these other two are great is because 1, main heal builds EHR. For people who love Haru or people who need EHR like Mesa, this is a must-have skill. It really helps them out because it builds up that EHR that you really need to proc those debuffs and get everything in one go. You get yourself an attack buff, you get yourself a heal, you get yourself EHR buff. All of that is bound into one thing. So seeing this healer is actually able to provide this really makes it really OP, and with the A1 you can provide that to everyone on the entire team, which can make it even more busted as well. So this is going to be your main other focus here. And then your last main focus is going to be that skill 3. Reason that you want this to be another main focus here is because this gives a buff to all allies and also applies spark. You're getting yourself a nice damage taken to at least the enemies buff here, or debuff, meaning you're giving yourself an overall buff to really deal as much damage as possible to the enemy. This is hands down one of her most useful things, and you're going to use it quite a lot in her entire kit. And seeing that now she has the follow-ups, getting those consistent heals that you do need, you're able to, of course, keep everyone alive as much as possible, increase your attack, EHR, and HP, while also being able to decrease enemies' damages, so you can actually have a little bit of that survivability standpoint, which is actually really nice to have. When you can actually pair her with the right teams, she's really going to be dangerous and actually a really good unit, though you guys do need to pair her correctly. Seeing that we've went at least over her whole kit and at least how she does work, skill explanations for this, let's go ahead and talk about the weapon a little bit more. Now I did talk about the weapon for a brief second, where the weapon really isn't too much of a necessity. And the reason that I say this is because, of course, we do have the 4-star weapon, which at the end of the day, we're getting some healing from this. We're getting a nice attack percent from it as well, which is one of the few things that she does scale off of for some of her healing. So it does help you out quite a lot. Though with the 5-star weapon here, you are more or less making her even more so a healer, because at this end of the day, you are now getting that 20% healing bonus. You're getting yourself, of course, more of an increase on at least Gorgeous Fireworks, which you're always going to get. This is the follow-up skill. You're getting a more at least increase on damage there and the restore amount that it gives you. So whenever you do that follow-up, you're getting that more damage at least in your footsteps, while you're also getting more HP out of it for what it does restore. And then alongside of this here, whenever you use that Gorgeous Fireworks, it does increase the damage taken that the enemy is actually going to be taking as well. So overall, this weapon's insane. It does really help you out, but it is an optional path. At the end of the day, you're just making her even more so heal even more, but it's not a end all be all. It doesn't like a mandatory weapon. And that you can use a 4-star weapon and you'll still get a lot of heals off of it. You'll still get some dang damage out of it as well if you want it to. And that is what we're looking for this character. But if you want a little bit of that oomph, the 5-star weapon is really worth it and is actually really nice to get. Just if you were anything like most of us when she first came out, it genuinely just wasn't worth getting at that point in time. So you want to skip it and then get it at a later date. That is a very good decision. It's not going to hurt you too much. It really won't change too much at that end of the time. So I mean, like, it's up to you if that's worth it or not. I'd say 5 stars really worth it because it just amplifies more of what she really is as a role, being as a healer. So boom, we went through all of that stuff here. Let's go ahead and go over her these animations immediately here. Now, with this being said, I don't really want to do anything too crazy, but let's just go ahead and use our side team to really showcase her off. As I did say, she helps build EHR. So one of the few characters that really loves EHR is going to be Haru. So having her in a team like this that is meant for that EHR rate type deal does help her out. But alongside of this here, she is healing them a decent bit. So to at least showcase what she can do, I'm just going to do my normal stuff here. We're not really gonna deal any damage just yet because at the end of the day, we want to have some fun. And I want to show you guys exactly how this works. This shouldn't kill at all. So go ahead and just pop this off. And then for her, you guys are going to see this. So when it comes down to at least her skills that you're going to end up using, that's going to more or less be skill 2 into the skill 3. Now skill 1 you may use every now and again. It's going to be kind of rare, but skill 2, skill 3 is going to be your main go-to. So skill 2 looks somewhat like this. Get a little bit of a little bubble around you, gives you attack, HP up, and at least an EHR up. Now I did forget, of course, since I have Haru A1, she would end up doing that, so kind of forgot about that there. But we're gonna go ahead and use this here. And I want to show the follow-up skill as well, just to let you guys see that. But I don't know if they're gonna let me do it. Let's see. Can I get a knock? I don't think I can get a knock. I don't think they're gonna let me. Dang. Okay, nah, they're not gonna let me. So couldn't get a knock there to at least showcase it, but her skill, or at least her ult, looks somewhat like this. And let me slow it down so you guys can actually check this out as well. Goes ahead, has her persona go around a little bit here, does a little bit of a firework, and boom. So nice, builds up those stacks, or at least stacks of spark. And once she does have the sparks, she does this, which does deal some extra damage and puts a debuff on the enemy, while also allowing you to go ahead and what's it called, get some heals off of it. Now the follow-up attack looks something like this, which pretty decent. And then of course, giving off what we really want to see, which is her skill 3. This looks like this as well, and which does kind of trigger some other effects as well. Now the first skill I didn't get to show, which I do want to go ahead and show that to you guys as well real quick before we wrap up the video, because this character is one of the few that I would say is really interesting. She's a cool character, and after her buffs, she has really became a force of nature on certain teams. So I do like to see that as well. Let's go ahead and just skip everyone's turns so we can actually see the skill 1, in which is a single target. I mean, another AoE here, but has an additional hit depending on who you actually focused. And then see, both of them can trigger that lovely old follow-up attack as well. So kind of nice, kind of cool, decent, really cool character to be honest. Just depending on what you're going for, depends on if you pull for this character. For example, she's really helpful for Mesa, and what the heck just happened? She's really helpful for Mesa, or like she's really helpful for Haru. But if you don't plan on going for either one of those characters, well then she's probably not going to be the character for you unless genuinely you like the character. All in all, I find her really cool. I think she's a really good cool character to pull. But you guys, let me know down below in the comments. Are you gonna go for her on global? Are you not? And tell me why. So then everybody, I got a couple more videos for you all. Peace out.